and good morning. Today we're going to Italy, hopefully. Stay tuned and find out if I do. Alright, I think I'm ready to get some breakfast. Yeah, you can see last night it hasn't been raining and it's not dew. This is the trees dripping. It's simply so much water pressure in the trees that it comes down, it comes out of the tree, and yeah, it's dripping since yesterday. It's dripping all the time. Fantastic morning here. There's a fisherman over there. Fantastic morning. Very calm, no wind or anything. It's been fantastic sleeping here. I slept, probably slept for about 7 hours straight, which is quite normal for me. As soon as I get out in the nature, I start sleeping really good. So that's great for me. So I'm gonna have my quick breakfast, some muesli with some milk, and then I'm gonna pack and go. So that was it for the packing, and we'll go to those locations the Danish battalion back in '92 possessed and got into trouble later on. Yeah, it was a rough area here. Just remind you that these things, the same battle philosophy goes into to that area here, as you will see in places like Ukraine. So yeah, anyway, all right, I'll get talking and driving in a few minutes. All right, guys, we are ready to go. So through this smooth sailing. Alright, so I have to throw out my garbage. I didn't see any garbage cans here. So, but I didn't pay anything, they didn't want anything. It's just a campsite, there's nothing here. It's a recreational area. You can go camp anytime you want. How long you can stay, I don't know anything about. But you can come down here with camper vans and all sort of things. I don't think they care as long as you don't stay permanently. Alright, so I'm gonna go into town the back way here. See if I can find garbage can. There's garbage cans right there. I'm not too sure they like me to. So this is the bridge of the town that our company was responsible for This is somewhat changed because the main road was coming down behind here, past the church here, and then you could turn left here and go over the bridge. So there was a house here, and we had in that area there where the road is now, we had a observation post, a control post or checkpoint if you want, to keep an eye on what was going on the bridge. And one evening we were called to go down here, and the observation post here had the night before picked up a guy who was swimming and came in to the observation post and wanted to be saved. So he was from Bosnia, and had tried to escape. He was trying to escape, and he's been in the river for days on end, trying to escape being killed by the Serbs, which was all over the area here, obviously. So when he saw the observation post, our observation post right here, he swam in under the bridge, and our guys spotted him, and when it was dark, and when they had a chance, they helped him out of the water and into one of our containers that was there, our accommodation containers that was there. So that all happened right here. So when the Serbs was turned the other way, they helped him up and hit him here. The day after, in the evening, we were called to come down here and secure the area so that we could get him into one of our vehicles and take him up to our camp and treat him, give him some clothes and stuff. But he was been swimming, I don't remember how many days, but I think that he said on and off a couple of weeks down the river here until he had a chance getting out and getting rescued. So that was a very, very dangerous situation back then, because if they would see him, the Serbs here on the bridge, they would kill him immediately. So that was just a small story. So this road here that comes down here, that's new. The main road was over there before. Alright, enough of that. I will go up to the company location that is up the hill here, behind here. So coming up this road here, that was pretty empty here. Pretty much all the houses. The Serbs have occupied this area here, so most younger Croatians, they fled the area here, and it looked very dilapidated, and now it's really nice. I remember in one of these houses, I think it was this one here, there was an old lady who didn't want to go, just kept for herself. So this is the company location. And I used to live in that house in the back here. And that is the water tower. I spent a lot of time, and this is the well right there where the red cover is. So that used to be a school. That was our canteen at the time. We had the company office, and we had the CO with his staff and planning room and stuff was up there, and that's where he lived. I established myself in the middle, in that house there, in the middle room there, and I was the camp organizer, and so I had all the cleaners and all these things organized. It's fun to be here, that it's still here. That building there was quite elaborated when we were here, and we tried to do a few things to it just to keep the guys. We had 2 platoons always sleeping in there, split in 2. And yeah, that house there we didn't use for much. So we had the sergeants, the NCOs, in that house there, up and down. And we had our mechanics and stuff. In the back there. In the house in the next, in the back there was a family there, Serb family. They were nice to us also. I've been over there eating soup and all sort of things. I'm gonna take a walk just to have a look. Yeah, so we had the kitchen, company administration right there, canteen and television room. That's me today, 30 years after. I remember the next in command, he gave me he was very angry at me. And there's a room in here. I occupied that room. And I had storage in here. So in there, it's a really nice building back then also. But they refurbished it, probably put some insulation on. So we had all this area here. And this fence there is, I can't remember. There was a fence back there, but not as nice. And then we had a big hole here in the back where we had our munition storage drain out there. It was nice they preserved that building. That's pretty good. And then back here we had some, we eventually made some big tent for repairing vehicles and stuff then. It's nice to see that it's still sort of used for school, I guess. Maybe a community center. I can't read the language anyway. So I lived upstairs in the room with the window pointing this way. So that was pretty much it for the tour. Yeah, a little bit of a continuation of the story there. I remember when we were driving down there with a truck full of soldiers. We, at night here, it was very, very clear that things would happen that evening. So I had to make up with myself how prepared I was. And I decided whatever the outcome was, it will be fine. But that's I guess is what a soldier have to do at a certain stage. Make up with themselves, you know, what they want to do. And that was the evening I really made up my mind, is that whatever happens, it's okay. And I settled down. I wasn't that nervous anymore. I just it's not like I didn't care. I just, settled down with and accepted whatever consequences it would have. It was okay. That was what I wanted to do. If I could save a few people in the process, that was my mission. And eventually I went on to work for United Nations, both as a contractor and also as a staff member of United Nations for years. I've been in many missions. So I would say the closest I can't say. Many times I've been so close to losing my life or being injured, both as a soldier working for United Nations and as a civilian working for United Nations. I've been shot at many times, but I still keep going, and I still keep going. But it is mixed feelings driving here, but I'm glad to see that life has returned, that people have thought it was worth it just to come and establish themselves here, because it is a beautiful area. And I hope one day we will mature enough not to elect extreme politicians. It's the worst thing we can do as humans. They will verge war eventually. They will cling on to power. I'm sorry to say so, but it is a fact. Many places history shows the same things. These unstable people is not worth electing to be ruling your countries. All right, so all these refugees that we collected over time had to get out, and a permission was given from the Serbs that we could collect all these refugees and leave. So we were told, one guy and I think it was our mechanic and we were told to take our truck, load the refugees, I think about 12, mixed, young and old, including the guy who we rescued from the river. So we had a column here of trucks from different companies and units around, and also NGOs in the area that had a few that wanted. So we had a couple of buses, some military trucks. I don't remember many, but the column started from the cross there, crossing, and all the way back, all the way to that building over there. So there was many. I think we probably had about 100 refugees in that column in the end. So it turns out when we came down here, then the Serbs said, no, you can't go. And we were sitting here for 3 days, and the column, because we were replaced after 3 days sitting in this column waiting with some other guys from the company. And they eventually, on the 4th day, I think they got the permission to go. But that was the Serb tactic, to collect all the refugees in one column and then say no. And then take them and drive them somewhere else and kill them. Or put them in a concentration camp or something like that. That's what they did. But our battalion commander and management, they eventually, well, they said, no, you're not gonna get them. We will drive them out. So a lot of negotiations, you can imagine, for 4 days from all the headquarters around, and eventually they got to drive out. And that was a feather in our hats. These refugees we had lived with us just across our camp, protected by us, sort of, because we are not supposed to. And eventually they could go out. That was a big relief for us as human beings to see these people go. That was a nice feeling that we actually made a difference for some. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna find a place to have a cup of coffee and a bite to eat. And we are officially on our way out of Croatia. And I'll take some small roads up to the main road, and I don't know if there's any toll roads at this point. All right, enough stories for today. Bye. Yeah, the place that I'm going to in Italy is a location, a campsite that I found on iOverlander, like I did the last time. Okay, I have arrived in Italy, and isn't this a beautiful, beautiful location? Again, iOverlander was proving to be fantastic. On the river, again, different scenario than last time, but also at the river. A fantastic location for a campsite. Still working things out. Also working out a few things that I want to change with the top. It's a little bit fiddly. I lifted the top a little bit this time. It was a bit low last night, so I lifted it a little bit. And I'm using the motorbike to strap on right there. And then the tree a little bit high on the other end. And I have my table that I'm gonna use today. All right, I'm checking out. I hope you enjoyed whatever was there. I had some problems with the cameras in the end. Ran out of juice, so I had to charge the battery a little bit before this scenario. Okay, signing off for tonight. I feel great. It was a great trip today. I didn't have any problems passing the border in Slovenia whatsoever, and into Italy there was nobody there. So that was cool. Now you can feel you're in Europe, and it's supposed to be like that. Okay, guys, signing off. Good night. Don't forget to subscribe. Check out the membership. We need you for sure. And subscribe, the notification bell and all that. And tomorrow we are going to find out what Max is doing. All right, bye for now.